Well, hello and welcome to this special webinar on Sisel Kaffe. My name is Bill DeFalco. I'm a five-star master distributor here in the upstate New York area, and it's my pleasure to be your host for this webinar tonight. Tonight we're going to talk about an incredible product from Sisel, Sisel Kaffe, the healthiest and most delicious coffee on earth. Let me start by talking about the negative aspects of coffee. You see, coffee can be both good and bad for you. And this is pretty significant because coffee is the number 2 consumed beverage in the world behind water, okay? So we're talking about, something that is very, very popular. Many people drink coffee. Probably everyone I know drinks coffee. Most people I know do, and probably most people that you know also drink coffee. But there are both good and bad aspects of coffee, and unfortunately, there's more bad than there are good with the coffee that's out there. Let's talk about some of these bad aspects of the coffee. Coffee contains acrylamide, which is a cancer-causing substance. And you can learn all about this. Simply just go and Google Proposition 65. And what you see here in the picture here is a picture of a Proposition 65 warning sign that right now California is the first state that's actually requiring warning signs to be posted wherever coffee is sold, warning the consumers that the coffee they're drinking contains acrylamide, which has been shown to cause cancer in laboratory animals. In fact, this actually became publicized and became a big thing in California back several years ago, and just recently it was in the news again because apparently a lot of the vendors weren't complying with the regulation, and there were a lot of places selling coffee that were not displaying the signs, so they're really putting their foot down. They're requiring every business, I don't care what it is, if they sell coffee, they have to display this Proposition 65 warning sign to warn the consumers about this acrylamide in coffee. We'll talk more about that in a minute. In addition, many of the healthy, beneficial properties in coffee are actually destroyed by flame roasting and freeze drying, 2 very commonly used processes in the preparation of coffee. In August, in the month of August of 2013, Sisel International's founder and Chief Science Officer, Tom Maurer, introduced Sisel Kaffe, the healthiest and most delicious coffee on earth. Now, I happen to be very fortunate to be attending a red carpet event at Sisel's facility in Springville, Utah, in August of 2013, and I would just, I guess I just struck it lucky because I happened to be among the first group of people in the whole company who happened to be attending that red carpet event. And after we took a tour of Sisel's massive facility, we all came back inside, and I could smell coffee brewing. And they said, we've got a big treat for you, a big surprise for you. You're going to be the first distributors in Sisel to taste our new Sisel Kaffe. And I have to tell you, it was just a mind-blowing experience. And the reason I say that is because I'm a black coffee drinker. It took me years to acquire a taste for coffee, and coffee really has a bitter flavor to it. And yet, I took one sip of this coffee black, and I almost fell off my chair because it was the most delicious. It literally tasted like it had sugar in it. I couldn't get over it, and I'll explain why. See, it all starts with the coffee beans. And Tom Maurer traveled the world and, looked all around the world, and he found that it was the grade 1 Panamanian coffee beans that have been ranked as the world's finest coffee beans. Now, what makes them grade 1? They're literally hand-picked off the vines for their cherry red appearance. Okay, so the pickers actually will hand-pick the most colorful, the most beautiful-looking beans. And the only way you can determine that literally is hand-picking them. And those are put in a separate collection basket, and those are the grade 1. You can see on that vine that not all of the beans are the full cherry red color. So the ones that are not fully ripened and not at that nice, rich red color, those are used for the next lower quality of the Panamanian beans. But to be grade 1, they have to have that rich red appearance to them, okay? So these are hand-picked coffee beans. These are also very costly, and what Tom Maurer did was he bypassed all the trade associations and the middlemen. He went right to the growers and pickers. He literally got on a plane, he flew to Panama, and he struck a deal to buy these beans directly from the growers and pickers. And by cutting out the middlemen and the coffee trade associations, and by purchasing in massive quantities, he got these beans at an unheard of price. Most people who drink coffee will never even get to experience these coffee beans because they're so costly. In fact, one of the major chains, Starbucks, they offer these once a year at a 8-ounce bag, and they don't even have it in their stores because it's so rare. They only offer it online. They sell an 8-ounce bag of coffee made from grade 1 Panamanian coffee beans for $125. $125 for an 8-ounce bag, and we have a 12-ounce bag for $29. And that's unheard of. Okay, it's incredible. And how can we do that? Because we buy in massive quantities, much larger than what Starbucks is buying, much larger than what anyone else is buying. It's all in the quantities. As we buy in such large quantities, we're able to offer this incredible gourmet coffee at a price that just can't be touched by any other competitor. So what gives the coffee its rich, delicious flavor? As I mentioned earlier, what makes it taste like it's got sugar in it? Well, the coffee beans are grown on the slopes of an ancient volcano where the volcanic ash over the years blended into the soil, and this imparts a very natural sweet flavor into coffee made from these beans. Folks, you've got to taste this coffee to believe how incredibly delicious it is, and you'll understand why you can actually become a coffee purist and drink coffee without adding any cream or sugar. And I mean that when I say that. You have to try this coffee yourself to see how incredibly delicious it is. So what you have here is Sisel Kaffe, truly just an amazing, delicious coffee that has a flavor to it that you just won't find in any other coffee out there. Now, this has been verified by World Tasters Cup events, okay? And these are events that happen annually all over the world. Here's a picture of one of the events in Germany. And at these events, coffee tasters are given 2 cups of coffee side by side. They taste each one, and they rate them which has the better flavor, and they keep narrowing it down. I understand, I believe in the last 14, out of the last 14 years, 12 of those years, the coffee made from grade 1 Panamanian coffee beans has been ranked number 1 in flavor of all the coffees in the world. So consistently over the years, grade 1 Panamanian coffee beans have been ranked as number 1. So in flavor. So it's not just me saying this, folks. This is proven in these World Tasters Cup events, the World Cup events. It shows they say the proof of the pudding is in the tasting. Well, the proof in the coffee is in the tasting, and the tasting in this case has consistently ranked coffee made with grade 1 Panamanian coffee beans as the most flavorful coffee in the world. Now, to prevent acrylamide formation in Sisel Kaffe, okay, and I want to make sure I didn't jump a screen there. Okay, so to prevent acrylamide formation in Sisel Kaffe, Sisel uses an infrared oven that precision cooks the coffee beans. That should be at 200 degrees lower than roasting. So this is actually, they're precision cooked 200 degrees lower than the temperatures in roasting. So you see, when they flame roast coffee beans, it actually burns the beans a little bit. It's like if you take a piece of toast, a piece of white bread, you put it in the toaster, and you get a phone call, and you walk away from the toaster, and you come back not realizing or not forgetting that you put a piece of bread in the toaster, and it's burnt to a crisp, and there's like black powdery residue on it. That's acrylamide, okay? Well, that happens, it's generated when they flame roast coffee beans. But Sisel uses an infrared cooking process that prevents the acrylamide buildup. So that's how we eliminate the acrylamide in our coffee. The lower cooking temperature also preserves the many health benefits in coffee beans that are destroyed by roasting the coffee beans. And that's how we're able to bring to you a coffee that's unlike any coffee in the world. Then, on top of that, Sisel adds 4 powerful health-boosting herbs which provide many significant health benefits that are not found in any other coffee. These 4 herbs are Bacopa, Chaga, Gotu Kola, and Ganoderma. And I'm going to read to you some of the health benefits in our coffee. It's anti-aging benefits. Okay, it helps in Parkinson's disease. It helps with diabetes, with cirrhosis of the liver. It helps with kidney stones, gallstones, Alzheimer's disease, asthma, and even helps improve mental performance. We're talking about a coffee that can relax you, a coffee that can actually give you strength and energy and help fight infection and just help boost your overall health, unlike anything or any coffee you've ever experienced in your life. It truly is an amazing coffee. The end result, folks, it's the healthiest and the most delicious coffee in the world. Now, here's a picture I took this morning of a cup of coffee that I made using Sisel Kaffe, and this is made with the instant. Now, it's available in both instant packets. You can get 30 packets in a bag for it's around $25, and I think it's $29 for a 12-ounce bag. I might have that backwards. One is $25 and one is $29, but there's a 12-ounce bag that you could, it's fresh ground, and you could put it in the coffee maker, okay? Or you could just go with the instant. Now, I have to tell you that you could hardly tell the difference in flavor between the instant and the fresh ground in a coffee maker. Now, there's less waste. You always get waste in a coffee maker, so you actually get more bang for the buck with the instant. And plus, what I love about the instant is that I could take it with me if I go visiting family and friends, because I'm addicted to this coffee, folks. I just can't drink it. I drink any other coffee. I have to put, after years of developing a taste for just drinking coffee black, any other coffee, if I'm at someone's house, I don't want to offend them, I don't have my coffee with me, I'll drink their coffee, but I have to put cream in it. I have to put something in it. I can't drink it plain. Now, take a close look at that cup of coffee. It looks like it has cream in it, but it doesn't. That's one packet of the instant coffee stirred into a cup of hot water. I just put that cup in the microwave for 90 seconds, brought it right to a boil, and then I zipped open one of those single-serving packets, and I poured it in there, just stirred it in, and after you take the spoon out, it makes this nice little foam at the top. It literally looks like it has cream in it, folks. You take one sip of this, it'll blow your mind. And what I want to do at this point is I want to invite everyone to take the Sisel Kaffe Taste Challenge. Try a cup of Sisel Kaffe, plain black, without adding any cream or sweetener. And you don't want to just drink this. You want to take it little sips at a time, one tiny sip at a time. And that's when you're really going to discover something you've never discovered in any coffee before. You're going to discover a flavor and a taste that's absolutely mind-blowing. And I promise you, you will become addicted to this coffee. You won't want to drink any other coffee. And you put this side by side with a regular cup of coffee, even for anyone who's an experienced black coffee drinker who's developed a taste for coffee, the bitterness, they've gotten over the bitters to get the taste of the raw flavor of coffee. Well, if they love the raw flavor of coffee, they have to experience Panamanian grade 1 coffee beans. So even if you get them from Starbucks at Christmas time for $125 for an 8-ounce bag, you're still getting acrylamide in them because they flame roast them. Ours are infrared cooked. And you're not going to get the benefit of the 4 powerful herbs that are added into this coffee in therapeutic doses. The Bakaba, the Shaga, the Gotu-Kola, the Ganoderma. Now, Ganoderma is one herb that has been very popularized in another coffee brand that's been sold through direct marketing. And now, Ganoderma has a lot of incredible health benefits to it, but the problem is that they add so little to their coffee that you'd have to drink a gallon of it to get a therapeutic dose. In fact, Tom Maurer actually commissioned an independent laboratory to test this competitive brand's coffee from another direct marketing company. I don't want to mention any names, but anyway, when they tested the coffee, they found out that there was barely a detectable trace of Ganoderma in a cup of coffee, and they said you'd have to drink about a gallon of it in order to get enough Ganoderma to be a therapeutic dose. And what we have here is the 4 powerful herbs added in therapeutic doses into this coffee. And I'm going to be putting up a full-length webinar that's going to be on YouTube. In that webinar, I'm going to go over in depth over all the incredible, amazing health benefits of these 4 herbs that are added to this coffee. So this is really, folks, it's not just the most delicious coffee in the world. It's actually a medicinal coffee. And when you learn about all the health benefits, and I invite anyone, you can just go Google it. Just go look up Bakaba, Shaga, Gotu-Kola, Ganoderma on your own, and you will see yourself the amazing, amazing health benefits of these 4 powerful herbs.